Welcome to a new day in my LEGO organization journey. We're picking this one up right where the last video left off. I am right in the middle of an 8-pound LEGO sort, and this is where I left off last time. We've got a big pile here, but we've got lots of actual sorted piles all around that I'm going to put away here before I get into this so I have some room to do this. But that being said, I'm only going to be with you here very briefly in person because I asked you in the last video, what makes a good LEGO organization video? And you gave me a lot of great feedback for that. So I decided that why don't we do the first suggestion, which probably the most popular thing that came through was, you guys want to see a time lapse. So why don't we kill two bricks with one stone here, and I will do a time lapse for you while I go through all of the comments that we got in the last video with suggestions, compliments, and no insults. You guys are very kind. So let's go into it, and we'll hit a time lapse up here so you can see what that would be like. I've resisted it because I kind of just like being in real time, and I don't know. Let's try it out. We'll try a time lapse. You guys can let me know if you like this style and if you like me going through the comments, or if you just want to be here with me in real time and be in the trenches with me as we go to war with LEGO pieces. That's very, very aggressive, but somewhat true. That war that I went to, it turns out that I lost. But not to the enemy that I thought it was going to be. The pieces, they're all sorted. Lots of small ones, took me forever to do. How long did it take me? I have no idea, but I did record a time lapse of it, and I thought that I would play that time lapse while I went over all of the comments and suggestions you guys had, but it turns out that my time lapse was only 20 seconds long, which is just long enough for me to show you the time lapse and go through the few comments that I got of people that were just being very supportive and who were just happy to be along for the ride, which I very much appreciate. But when I tried to slow the time lapse down, it just got super choppy. So that leaves us with where we are here now. You're back with me, I guess, in real time, and I thought I will show you what this looks like, and then we'll go through the actual comments with suggestions on how to make better LEGO organizing videos, starting with my suggestion, which is change the way you do a time lapse. I was just going to record it with this camera right here, which I think, we can use technology here to show you what this all looks like. Make some use of this. So I'm using like a decent Canon camera, and I was going to record the whole thing, and then I'd have control over how fast or slow it was going to be. But I was like, dude, that is going to burn through so much memory, and it's going to take forever to import all of that. Because if you sit here for an hour and a half or however long it was, that is a lot of recording in 4K. So I thought, oh, I will do the little time lapse function on this, and then let it record it, and then I'll use that time lapse. But like I said, it was 20 seconds long. So first time lapse fail. It will live with it. But here's all the parts that I went through so you can see everything. Again, this one was probably the hardest one that I did. Not only was it 8 pounds to get through, most of which I went through yesterday, but this one was brutal. It was like the bottom of the barrel, basically. Not in terms of quality, but in terms of the pieces, and it took me forever to get through that, of which you didn't really get to see any of it, other than like very, very fast there at the very beginning. But, I can infiltrate time lapses into this every once in a while. It's just not going to be what I had hoped for, which would have been a much longer one. I think I will try it with the camera next time, but I'm just kind of buying time so you can see this before we get into the suggestions, which I brought over onto my iPad so you guys can come along with this with me. So let's take a look here, starting with this first one. This is not the ideal way that I was going to do this, as you can probably expect, but you know what? We got to roll with the punches and do the best we can. Starting with Beautiful Toys says, I'm loving the Brickitect stuff. That's not even in focus, is it? I feel like this is going from bad to worse, and this could be my biggest failure of an organizing video, but it is what it is. I'll put the message up here on the screen so you can read it while I read it. It says, I'm loving the Brickitect stuff. So satisfying to isolate what set a piece is from. Sometimes when I get big collections, I'll figure out what the sets are and build them. Also, maybe filming a time lapse of some of the sorts would be cool to see. Wouldn't it now? Anyways, I do have a part. If you stick around to the very end, I had a part here somewhere that I was very excited about because I'd never seen it before, and now I don't even see it now. Another time when this has gone just terribly wrong for me. I quit. I'm done with my LEGO organizing journey. This is the final. No, it's not. I'm going to keep going. That piece has got to be here somewhere, though. It was like right down here, and I was like, oh, that's going to be a good one to look up. And then, oh, it's right here. It's here. We'll save this for the end. I'm not even going to show you what it is, just to make sure you stick with me through these comments. Going on to the next one here. This is from me, myself, the one. I like that. It says, I like it when you scan certain pieces with your phone and share which sets they're from originally. A bit of Lego history lesson there. I enjoy that, so I wouldn't mind even more of that. But I understand that's not actual sorting. That's okay though. I've been kind of battling that. Like there's a part of me that really wants to look up like every cool piece that I find. But then I worry like, okay, this might be getting a little long. Am I brickinizing too much? That's why I'm like, okay, final brickinize of the day. But it turns out lots of people enjoy seeing the history of these pieces and finding out along with me, where did it come from and what sets do we possibly have and what could we possibly complete? Including Aloha Craw, who left me a comment. I actually checked out this dude's channel. He's on a Lego organizing journey too, and it's pretty darn cool. He says, I think the key to a good Lego sorting organization video is information. See, lots of people saying this. My organization videos tend to be less entertaining and without mistakes. He didn't say that, but I'm adding that in now because he didn't see this video yet. But more organization theory and part identification. You got it. I'll add some more of that in. When we find cool stuff, we'll get it. Have you guys ever seen 1,000 Lego studs? We could sort those and study them. Probably find more interesting stuff than that. Let's go on to the next one here. This is from Michael. He says, I think the videos are going great. Maybe consider throwing in a live stream here or there would be nice as well. And I've considered that, especially when I'm just sitting here on days like today when I'm just like going through all these. I feel like maybe it would be kind of interesting or fun to do a live stream, but then I just worry like I'm just going to run out of things to talk about. So if I were to do live streams in this, I think it would have to be something where it's very occasional, maybe like once a week. Maybe we can set up something like that where I stream a bit of it, or we make it very short, do like a 20-minute live stream where I'm just like, hey, I'm in the trenches, like I said in the intro here. Let's go to war against these pieces and just have a little chat. The other issue with live streams is that it's going to slow me down dramatically, and my goal here is to try to get through so much weight as possible as I can in a day. And if I just sit here chatting and goofing around, it's going to make it harder for me to actually get the job done. So I kind of focus on that, even though I have something like usually playing in the background. Today was YouTube videos, including a Jabbo video. Next one, and I like this one a lot. This is from Matthew Williams. He says, a community post about which bin, I know what he meant, you should sort would be awesome. I like that idea too. Give like 2 bins and then be like, which one do you guys want to see? Even though we're going to go through them all, obviously, but it makes it kind of fun to let you guys choose. So I'll do that as a community post for tomorrow's video when we go through this all over again. We've got just a few of those bins left, and I'm excited to get the drawers. I'm excited to get those done so then we can jump into the actual Lego yard sale bins and stuff like that, because that's going to be great. So those were like the main suggestions, lots of time-lapse suggestions, which as you've seen today did not go quite as planned. We got lots of people wanting to see more part identification, getting into the nitty-gritty of what pieces do we have here and what sets can we build and where did it come from and how old is it? I like that too. I've got a suggestion for live streams, which that one came up before. Hesitant on that, but you can let me know if that's something that you'd like to see or be a part of. And then, of course, getting like community posts involved with like what direction do we go next. That actually helps me too. In fact, I've got a Lego City poly bag. It was the only Lego clearance that I could find at Walmart when Clark and I went. $3.50 for the space hover bike. And I was thinking about making a video on this, but I'm like, well, that's not really my Lego organization journey, but I kind of want to build it and make a video on it. So I might divert from that for just, just a one-day thing where we make a side video. But maybe I'll do a post on that and see if people actually want to see this. But maybe you'd rather just see me do more of this, and I could do that on my own. So we'll see. The next few comments we got, I enjoy reading people's journeys as they go on them, kind of along with me. We're kind of all in the same boat here in some cases. And this is from Nessie, who says, I was gifted a good-sized tote of late 90s Lego for Christmas. What a win. That's a gift. I've sorted all the bricks, figs, plates, wheels, slopes, and bolt hulls. I feel that. And along the way, the studs and small one-by-one parts. Some of that have been washed already. I still have a large Starlight drawer full of random bits to sort out. I don't want to add the parts to my collection yet. I want to brickinize the figs and see what sets I might be able to put together. I think that's a great idea, to see what you have there, and maybe you might have the parts to put together some pretty cool vintage 90s sets, which I'm hoping to be able to do too once we get into that one green tote that we have over there. Greg, B-roll, put it in here. We can do something right today. I'll forget. No, it's in there. So you guys can look forward to that one coming up. We just got to get through these darn Sterilite drawers that are taking over my entire life. We do have one other comment here. This is from Stalby. It says, I feel your pain. Do you? I'm going through sorting and cleaning almost the same amount of Lego, and it feels like it never ends. I feel that way too, a little bit. Like when I see the numbers, you know, this is very much like any other person that's like trying to lose weight. You know, you're starting at 391 pounds and you're taking 5 pounds off here, 8 pounds there, which would be very good. But when you look at it and you're still at like 340 pounds, it's like, dang, this is going to be forever. But I know that if I just keep making progress like this each day and I keep working through this, we're eventually going to get there. And it's going to be great. And having all these parts in the collection, just a wonderful thing. So I'm going to keep going. And I encourage you too, if you're in this war, as we're calling it. I think maybe war is a little too much, a little insensitive too. I don't think I want to use that word. We're in a battle. A battle feels so much better. It could be anything. Like, we're in like a battle here. I'm trying to get through all this and do it in a way that's entertaining to you guys and also like fulfilling for me and just fun to watch, hopefully. That probably doesn't include me just sitting here and reading comments, but you know what, this is a little change up and I just wanted to try something new today, maybe to my detriment, but we did it. I got through this. I just got to put this in the drawers, which I'm not going to bore you with, but I will bore you with something that you want to see, which is a Brickitect on this cool part that I found, and I'll show you what it is. It's this part right here. I actually had to look at it closely because I'm like, is that actually Lego? I've never had this part in my collection. I don't know what it could be, but I do know of a place that can help us find out. But there is what it looks like. Hopefully you can see that okay. Again, this is called Brickitect, and they're our unofficial sponsor. They never heard of me, I'm sure, but they've been super handy. You just take a photo of it like that, you click Use Photo, and then it magically comes up with that part that is not that part. Boy, you had one job to do, Brickitect. Maybe it's because it's black on a black surface there. But yeah, it says Lego on it. Let's try again. Maybe a different angulation would help, right? I don't know. Maybe if I put it on something else. Let's put it on this blue piece here. I don't know if this is going to help or not. It'd help it separate it from the background. Or will it just recognize the blue piece? Let's get really close there. That's like about as close as you can get. We got the zoom. Nope. Still didn't come up with it. Okay, let's flip it over. Brickitect is failing me. I hype this thing up every video that I do. And now, I mean, this is par for the course today. Like, today did not go as I had hoped. Let's see if it comes up. Of course. Of course, it did come up with something, just not the piece that I was hoping for. That's actually kind of impressive that it recognized that. Huh. Anyways, here's a question for you guys. What is this piece? I'll try to get a better shot of it here. My camera is like really just struggling. Very much so. Let's try to see if we can get a shot of it. What the heck is this piece and where did it come from? Because I have no idea. I've never seen anything like that in my collection, but I know that there's somebody watching this. Someone that's smarter than Brickitect that knows the answer. But yeah, that was the one interesting piece that came from this. There was some non-Lego here that you guys might like, including what looks to be like maybe like an Iron Man leg or something. Yeah, we've got a whole pile of parts there that made their way out of the collection. But there is a look at everything else that came from this. 8 pounds down. I think I'm down to like 347 pounds right now that we have left. And yeah, we're just going to keep working at it. And I'll bring you along with me on that journey each day as I continue to work through these drawers and then on to the really good stuff. I am very much considering taking this stuff and kind of condensing it a little bit because it's taking up an incredible amount of space here on my floor. And I would love to like vacuum down here. This has been here since the beginning of January, basically. But yeah, this stuff is what I'm really looking forward to. And if you just stick with me for a little bit, we just got a few more of these drawers to go through. That one looks like it's going to be a doozy. I'll do a thing here where you guys can choose which one we do next. Eventually, we're going to have to do them all, so we'll get there. But that one's going to be fun. That's from yard sales that actually have some bags of pieces. So we might try to piece things together from that, but a lot of this is just like, there's some various builds and stuff. Clark melted some things. This is the one we're going to really try to piece some things together as we were talking about in the comments. I keep hyping that one up. This one's pretty full. I think I had a request to do the yellow one. Someone wanted to see that. And then I've got a request for the green one, which I have 2 green ones. So it's either going to be like the darker green or the brighter green. And then the rest of them. It's just pretty full stuff here. So yeah, that's what we got to do this year. And I'll bring you along with me as I do it. On that note, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this failure of a video. I messed this one up royally just because I was trying something new. It didn't go as I had planned, but we still accomplished what we were setting out to do, and that was to sort out the Lego pieces and to address your suggestions. And we did both of those, and I've got some ideas on things we can do and where we can go in the future with this. And our future is looking good. So on that, have a glorious rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next Lego sorting video.